Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Trumpet's Call. I'm Maria. I pray that you are holding on to faith and holding on to hope during these times. I want to welcome you back to another session of our Torah Tidbit. It's been a while since we've done a Torah Tidbit, so I hope to keep it nice and teeny tiny for you all. It's just some observations that I've made as I was reading through the scriptures one day, and I thought I would share it with you. It was pretty interesting to me, so I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. So as I was reading through the Strong's Concordance, I was coming across a word for the word psalm, the Psalms. And I came across this word and I thought, that's not the word that I'm used to seeing for Psalms. The word that I'm used to seeing is Tehillim. Okay. And so that's the word that's listed in the Sefer scriptures. And so I thought, well, what is this? And so I clicked on the word and I started just doing a study and took a little diversion from what I was actually doing. But at the end of it, I feel like I've got a better understanding of what this word actually is. And so I wanted to share that with you today. So we're going to begin where I began pretty much in the Strong's Concordance online. And so as I was looking up this word psalm, I came across this entry. And essentially, psalm, which according to blueletterbible.com, the word psalm is used 88 times and 88 verses in the King James Version of the scriptures. And so you see it listed there in several instances in First Chronicles and Psalm 3 and Psalm 4. And it says psalm. It says a psalm and then a psalm of Dawood. And when you click on the word psalm, you see that that is Strong's H4210, which is Mitzmore. Mizmore. It's the word Mizmore. And so, okay, I'm thinking, okay, the word Mizmore, a Mizmore of Dawood. Seems to me that that word means psalm and not Tehillim. So I dug a little deeper. And I realized that this word Mitzmore was being used in several of the Psalms, as you see on the screen. You have, I believe, Psalm 9, Psalm 11. You'll see it begins, a psalm or a Mizmore of Dawood. And again, a Mitzmore of Dawood. And so I'm thinking, what is this? So as I'm entering the study, I'm really wanting to know, what is this word? Let me look into this word and see if I can determine what it is that this is trying to show me here. And so when I click on the word Mizmore, as you'll see on the screen, the word Mizmore, Strong's 4210, it's a word that means psalm. The word Mizmore means psalm. It means melody, psalm. And it says here, properly instrumental music, by implication, a poem set to notes, a psalm. So, for all intents and purposes, a poem or any writing such it is set to notes is a psalm, and that is a Mizmore in Hebrew, okay? And this word Mizmore comes from the root word zamar, which is a verb, which means to sing, to praise, to make music. That's what it means. And so to Mizmore is to zamar, to sing, to praise, and to make music unto the Most High. So what we see on the screen here is a further explanation of this verb zamar. And this verb, from the primitive root, it means to praise with the idea of striking with the fingers, is on a harp or on a lute, properly to touch strings or part of a musical instrument, to play upon it, to play music accompanied by the voice. So it's not just to play the instrument with your fingers or to pluck with your fingers, but also to accompany with your voice. Hence, to celebrate in song and music, to give praise, to sing forth praises, psalms. Okay, so psalms are zamar. Okay, and it goes on to say, make music and praise to Alua, only in poetry, pipe, play on a reed. And it also means to hum or murmur. So you see there, to hum and make melody with your mouth is also to zamar. Okay, so it's this whole idea of making praise and worship to the Most High, through instrument, and even your voice is an instrument, and with the voice. So as we continue on in our study, we see the word Tehila. My understanding of the word for Psalms is that the word is, according to the Sefer, Tehillim. Okay, and I suppose it is a word. It's a word that can be used for Psalms, but is it the best word that can be used for it? So let's take a look at that. The word here for praise, song of praise, is Tehila, okay, from which we get the word Tehillim, which is just many songs of praise. The I am at the end of the word is indicative of a plural. So the Tehillim is many, many songs of praise. So Tehila, it is Strong's 8416, and it means songs of praise. Praise. It's a noun, and it's derived from the root word halal, from which we derive the word hallelujah. Okay, so you can see all of these words are derived from words of praise. So we see how this word is used in the scriptures. We see in Exodus chapter 15 in the King James, it says, fearful in praises. Okay, in Deuteronomy 10, it reads, He is thy praise, or thy Tehila. We also see in Deuteronomy 26, which he hath made in praise and name. We also see in Nehemiah, in the King James, above all blessing, or baruching and praise, or Tehila. In Nehemiah 12, we see, and songs of Tehila, of praise and thanksgiving. In Psalm 9, that I may shew forth all thy Tehila, praise in the gates. Psalm 22, O thou that inhabitest the Tehila, the praises of Yasharal. So in Psalm 22, verse 3, we're seeing that the Most High Yahuwah inhabits the praises to Tehila of Yasharal. So when we praise, he draws near. We also see in Psalm 34, at all times his praise, his Tehila, shall continually be in my mouth. In Psalm 48, O Alua, so is thy praise, thy Tehila, unto the ends of the earth. Okay, so we have an idea of how this word Tehila is used. It means praise. It simply means singing songs of praise unto the Most High. Okay? So we're going to look at the root word from which this word derives. The root word is halal. Okay? Halal. And it means to be boastful, to praise. So it evokes the idea of praising in such a way that you are very expressive and you are not ashamed to give praise and honor to the Most High. It means to act insanely. I imagine this is how our ancestor Daud must have looked to the people who watched him praise as the Ark of the Covenant was being brought back into Jerusalem, because he danced himself out of his clothes just about. Not completely, but he was praising to such a degree that he did not care what anyone thought of him. He was acting, quote unquote, insanely. It means arrogant, boast, boasted, boastful, boasts, deride, drive mad, give praise. So it's this idea of being willing to make a fool of yourself to sing praises to the Most High. It is an expressive, very expressive form of praise into the Most High. And this word halal is the word that which we derive the word halal, hallelujah, to the Most High, giving praise and honor to his set apart name. We read in Tehillim 23 and Psalm 23. This is what we find in the Jewish Orthodox Bible online on Bible Gateway versus the New International Version. Okay, so I just took a screenshot. So it says Tehillim 23, Psalm 23, okay, which makes you think that the word Tehillim and the word Psalm are synonyms of one another. But when you look at the actual text, it says 23, Mitzmore of David, or we say Daud, okay? Mitzmore. It actually uses the word Psalm of David as Mitzmore. And you see in the New International Version, a Psalm of David is in English. So Psalm of David and Mitzmore of David, one is in English and the other is in Hebrew. So Mitzmore appears to be the Hebrew word for psalm, not Tehillim. So I'm going to give you an indication of the 7 types of praise. I have gone over this before in another video. I did a video on the word hallelujah as being the highest form of praise, and I actually went into detail about the 7 forms of praise. So I'm just going to go over them briefly for you today. There are 7 types of praise listed in the Hebrew scriptures, and they are Hebrew words, and they give different indications of how we worship and praise the Most High. So they're listed on the screen for you. We're going to go over them briefly. So the first of them listed is Barak. Barak. It means to kneel or to bow, to give reverence to Yah as an act of adoration, to honor Yah's royalty. So the whole idea of baraking or baruching the Most High is to bow. It's to bow before the Most High and before those who are to be honored. Kings, princes, even parents sometimes. Those who are to receive honor. It is very customary in our culture to give obeisance or to bow, to barak, to bow and honor to someone who is of high status. Another word for praise, the second word that we're going to discuss today for praise is yada. Yada. To worship with an extended or the extended hand. One hand or 2 hands raised to the Most High is yada praise. So when you raise your hands, you are praising the Most High in yada. It is the giving of oneself in worship and adoration, total surrender. This creates the idea in your mind of a child to a parent. When the child raises his hands up to his father or mother and says, "Pick me up, pick me up." You guys, you have that image in your mind of a child wanting to be picked up. That is the whole idea behind us raising our hands to the Father, as if to say, pick me up, let me come and be in fellowship with you as I raise my hands to you in praise. And we see that word and used in Psalm 63:4. Thus I will baruch thee while I live. I will lift up my hands. I will yada my hands in thy name. Okay. Continuing on. The next form of praise that we will discuss is Todah. And Todah is a prophetic praise. It is praising the Most High before the battle is over. So if you're going through something, if you're going through some things, and things are difficult, life is difficult, you're feeling downhearted, you're feeling as if you've been defeated, when you lift up your voice and praise to the Most High in the midst of your circumstances, you are Todah. You are Todah before the Most High. You are offering Him praise before the battle is over. And this is a powerful form of praise. And the thing that makes it prophetic is that you are able to, in the realm of the Ruach, look forward into a time when you're going to be shouting your troubles over, where you're not going to always be overtaken with the faults that you have, or with the weaknesses that you have, or with the problems or issues or woes, be they money woes or family woes or marriage woes, whatever they are. You're looking forward into a time where the Most High will come through for you and will cause you to overcome. So you're offering praise in advance. You're saying, Abba Yahuwah, I know that you're going to solve this problem for me. So I'm praising you now. It's sacrifice. It's an offering of sacrifice. You are giving something to the Most High when you feel like you're empty, when you feel like you have nothing to give, when you feel like you're being overtaken in your circumstances. You're saying, I'm going to praise you anyhow. I'm going to lift up my voice like a trumpet, and I'm going to shabak your set apart name now. I'm going to lift yada, hands before you can praise now. I'm going to Tehila and halal you now. In the midst of my circumstances. This is a powerful form of praise. And this is the praise that we right now in the land of our captivity should really be engaging in. That type of praise in which we know that eventually we're going to go home. We don't see it yet. We're still in the midst of Babylon and we see all kinds of crazy stuff happening around us. But as we lift up our voice in praises, thanking the Most High for getting us out even before we see it, that is a powerful form of praise. So let us lift up our voices and shabak praise and shout our troubles over even before we see it happening. I believe this is most pleasing to the Most High when we can offer up praises to Him before we see the answer that we're seeking. Hallelujah. We're now going to look at the Hebrew word for praise, shabak, shabak. And it means a shout of praise. So when you get all excited sometimes and you just can't help yourself and you just go, hallelujah, and you just give a shout of praise, that is a shabak, a shabak. And we see in Isaiah 12, Cry out and shout, Shabach, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One, or the set-apart one, the Kodesh one of Yasharal, in the midst of thee. Hallelujah. And the next word we're going to look at is halal. Halal. It is the root word for praise in Hebrew. So we get the word hallelujah from this word halal. Okay? In Psalm 113 we read, praise ye Yahuwah. Praise ye servants of Yahuwah. Praise or halal the name of Yahuwah. So when we're praising the Most High, we are halaling. We are hallelujahing the Most High. And finally, we have on the screen the two final words of praise, Tehila and Zamar. Tehila is to sing songs of praise. So when you sing unto the Most High, you are offering Tehila to the Most High, singing songs of praise. And the final, Zamar, to praise with stringed instruments. So the word Mitzmore is derived from the word Zamar, to praise with stringed instruments. Okay? So the idea behind this study is just to show you that we see Tehillim as being the name of Psalms, but technically speaking, it is a book of Mitzmore. It is a book of praises, because all of the 7 types of praises all together, they equal Mitzmorim. They are Mitzmorim. To Barak, Yada, Todah, Shabach, Halal, Zamar, Tehila. They are types of praises. They are psalms. They are psalms. Okay. So I just wanted to run that by you. This is for your consideration. You do with it what you will. If you see me using the word Mizmurim in my lessons from now on, just know that I've opted to use the more technical word for psalm. Before we leave today, I'd like to read a couple of psalms to you, a couple of Mizmurim to you today, Tehillim. So Mizmurim or Mitzmore 100. This is a psalm or a Mitzmore of Todah. Okay? And it reads, make a joyful shout, Shabach, unto Yahuwah, all ye lands. Serve Yahuwah with simcha, joy. Come before his presence with joyful singing. Know ye that Yahuwah, he is Aluah. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, the zon, sheep of his pasture. I'm going to pause here because as I was preparing for this study, I found this connection and I could not be more excited. The word for sheep in Hebrew is zon, zon. And as you know, the word for our homeland, it's Zion, T-S-I-O-N, Zion. So we are the T-S-O-N of the T-S-I-O-N. We are the sheep of his pasture, the zon of Zion. I just thought that wordplay was so brilliant. The Most High is so excellent. He is so excellent to give us these wonderful encouragements to let us know that we're on the right path. We are the zon, the sheep of his Zion, of his nation, of his Yerushalayim. Okay? It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I'm going to start all over again. Mitzmore 100. Make a joyful shout, Shabach, unto Yahuwah, all ye lands. Serve Yahuwah with simcha, joy. Come before his presence with joyful singing. Know ye that Yahuwah, he is Aluah. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, the zon, sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates, his shiarim, with todah, thanksgiving, and enter into his courts, his katsarot, with Tehila, praise. Be thankful unto him, and barak his name. For Yahuwah is good. His ahuah, love, is olam, it is forever, and his amunah, faithfulness, endureth for all generations. Our final psalm for today is a psalm of praise unto Yahuwah. It is Mitzmore 150. Hallelujah, or praise ye Yahuwah in his sanctuary. Hallelujah him in the firmament of his power. Hallelujah him for his mighty acts. Hallelujah him according to his excellent greatness. Hallelujah him in the sound of the shofar. Hallelujah him with the psaltery and the harp. Hallelujah him with the timbrel and dance. Hallelujah him with stringed instruments and flute. Hallelujah him upon the clashing cymbals. Hallelujah him upon the resounding cymbals. Let everything that hath breath, hallelujah, praise ye Yahuwah, praise Yahuwah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining me on the channel once again for this little quick Torah tidbit. I pray that you receive something from it. May the Most High baruch and keep you, brothers and sisters. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and grant you shalom, peace. Peace in every area of your life. And as you lift up your voices in Tehila and Mitzmore and praise to the Most High and hallelujah, may you be surrounded and encircled in his love and his grace and with his presence. And may the circumstances of your life demonstrate that he, Yahuwah, is in your midst. Shalom and shalom, brothers and sisters.